Hot news: arrest of immigrants suspected in 4 Nevada Ki11ings draws Trump's attention. The New York by and Alicia Brown. On the night of January 10, someone walked into a home tucked near the forests that blanket Nevada's northwest border and fatally shot 56-year-old Connie Kuntz. 3 days later, then, 3 days after that, Washoe County Sheriff's deputies searched a home about 40 miles farther north on La Guardia Lane. There, for 9 days, law enforcement officials from across the region banded together to both reassure and ready residents who had been shaken by what prosecutors would call brutal murders. Lock your doors. By Sunday, the 10th day of region-wide panic, they were able to deliver a suspect was in custody. They believed the man, Mr. Martinez Guzman, who is either 19 or 20 years old, had been arrested at a home on Saturday afternoon on felony burglary and immigration charges, Sheriff Ken Furlong of Carson City said, though prosecutors added that they intended to charge him with the murders. Law enforcement, immigration officials, Sheriff Furlong said, had notified law enforcement that Mr. Martinez Guzman had been in the Carson City area for about a year, but was likely in the United States illegally and was detainable. Show that he is 4 people in Nevada viciously robbed and killed by an illegal immigrant who should not have been in our country, President Trump said in a tweet on Monday. We need the disclosure that Mr. Martinez Guzman may be in the United States illegally has thrust the case into a set of high-profile murders that President Trump has leveraged to bolster his arguments about immigration and the need for a wall along the country's southwest border. The dispute over the president has previously called attention to the murder of a 20-year-old college student, who the police have said was killed by an undocumented immigrant from Mexico. Her father has to. In the meantime, friends and family of the 4 Nevada victims, some of whom flanked the police at the Sunday news conference, were left to grieve. Eddie England, 70, who met Ms. Rankin through the Carson Valley chapter of the Antique Automobile Club of America, said in an interview on Tuesday that 4 lives could have been saved if Mr. Martinez Guzman had been expelled from the country. He described Ms. Rankin as an independent and tough woman who drove a 1930s Ford Model A. Still, she moved to Gardnerville in Douglas County a few years ago to be closer to people, a situation she felt would be safer, Mr. England said. And this, he said, is what happened to her. It's hard to take. Alan Squalia, a friend of Mr. David, described Gerald and his wife as salt of the earth people, who were active community servants and animal lovers. If you needed a friend, and needed someone to help you, it was this couple, Mr. Squalia, 75, said. Looking at a photograph of Mr. Martinez Guzman, Mr. Squalia said he could imagine that Mr. David would have invited the young man into his home if he had been looking for help. The whole city of Reno is devastated over this, he said. We still can't wrap.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.